Hi guys, welcome to my channel. We are all about fragrances. We do fragrance reviews, collections, hauls, comparisons, niche fragrances, designer fragrances, and Middle Eastern fragrances. Today, we're going to go through 5 new Middle Eastern fragrances in my collection, and I will be rating them. If this sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing and turning post notifications on. Let's get into it. So I have quite a few new Middle Eastern fragrances in my collection. I'm only going to go through 5 of them today because if I were to go through all of them, it would take me a couple of hours. But we're only going to go through 5 of them today. I will go through the rest in future videos. So watch this space. We will go through the rest. There are quite a few more. So we're going to start with our first one, which is Paris Corner's Qissa Delicious. Now, this fragrance is truly delicious. Firstly, I love the bottle. It's just pretty. I find it very pretty. It's quite a simplistic bottle, but it's quite pretty. And it just smells delicious. It really does. This fragrance has become viral because it's been known as a very gourmand fragrance, and I must admit, I do agree. Let's look at the atomizer. Pretty decent atomizer, not pressurized or anything, but pretty decent. Okay, so on the first spray, don't put your nose to it immediately. It gives off an alcoholic smell initially for the first 5 seconds. So if you go in immediately, you're going to be put off by the alcoholic smell. Give it a few seconds to settle down and then go in. In the opening, you definitely get an orange tanginess with a chocolate undertone and a little bit of a creaminess from the whipped cream. Now this fragrance I think I've worn it twice for a full day. So none of these fragrances are actually first impression reviews. I've worn them all at least once, full day wears, to assess how their longevity is, all of that. They all are new to my collection, so they all do need to macerate. So I assume their longevity and projection will get better as time goes. Right. In the dry down, the vanilla starts picking up. And you really, really get that vanilla. You get a touch of coconut. And I find that the marshmallow takes over from the whipped cream. So yeah, to me, what it smells like, it's truly delicious. It's really a gourmand fragrance. And to me, what it smells like is one of those, I don't know if you get it overseas, but one of those marshmallows that are covered in coconut flakes that's dipped into melted chocolate and is a little bit gooey from the melted chocolate, from the heat, or maybe been put on a fire and then put under melted chocolate. And then you put it in your mouth and you just get that ooey gooiness and you taste that chocolate and you taste a little bit of that coconut and that marshmallowy goodness and that creaminess from the marshmallow. And that's just what you taste. Like that's the smell it's giving me. That's the kind of feeling it's giving me. Thankfully, the orange subsides as it dries down. The orange tanginess is literally just there in the opening. It's quite fleeting. It disappears quite quickly. And you're just left with that chocolatey, marshmallowy, coconut, vanilla fragrance. The seasons I would wear this in would be autumn and spring evenings, maybe winter, but in winter you would really have to overspray this fragrance because projection is pretty soft. It's quite an intimate fragrance, but I'm hoping as it macerates that it gets a little bit stronger. because I truly do enjoy this fragrance. And I would rate this fragrance an 8 out of 10. Purely because there's a lacking of longevity and projection. Right, let's move on to fragrance number 2. Next, we have Paris Corner's Khair Fusion. Now, I don't really know how to say the name, if it's Khair or Khair. I'm not sure. I hope I haven't butchered the name. If I have, I'm really sorry, but I'm trying my best. So this is Khair Fusion. It's known as a dupe for Cowley's Sparkling Lychee. And to me, it does smell pretty similar, but I'm not going to go through a clone or dupe review today. I might do that in another video. So we're just going to go through how this one smells today. I love this bottle. I really do. I love the detail on the lid. So there's the bottle. I love the detail on the lid. I love the color of the bottle. It's really pretty. I don't remember how the atomizer is. Let's see. Fairly good atomizer as well. Not too bad. Now we just got to spray it out. Now I spray a lot of sprays, let alone when I overspray on myself. I'm a big oversprayer. So the notes in this fragrance are, let me just quickly check. Lychee, red apple, black currant, and lemon. In the mid, pansy, jasmine, sambac, and tafe rose. And in the base, musk, vanilla, cedar, and sandalwood. Now, in the opening, it is very fresh, very fruity, very airy. It's just lovely. It is a lovely, lovely fragrance, especially on the opening. My favorite part of this fragrance is the opening. The dry down I enjoy, but the opening is my absolute favorite. You can definitely smell that lychee, apple, and the lemon. The lemon is giving a slight citrusiness, slight sourness. I don't get any florals in the opening. The florals do start coming in the dry down, but I don't get them in the opening. So in the dry down, now I have tested this fragrance before, so I do know what it smells like in the dry down. It is getting there, but I know what it smells like in the dry down. You definitely start smelling the vanilla. It's a subtle vanilla. It's not a gourmand vanilla. It's not a uber sweet vanilla. It's just a little bit of sweetness that just basically lines that fragrance at the base. And then you get a creaminess, a slight creaminess from the sandalwood, and I think from the cedar as well. Overall, I think it's a beautiful scent. I really do. I think it's a beautiful scent. It's quite youthful and playful. It's definitely not a serious scent. I wouldn't wear it to formal events or, anything fancy. I would wear it for outdoor activities, that kind of thing. Summer, spring, definitely a summer, spring fragrance. Definitely not a winter, autumn fragrance. I would definitely stick to summer and spring. Or the gym. If you're going to the gym, obviously you can wear it whenever throughout the year. But I love this fragrance. It's really lovely. And in terms of longevity, I get 6 to 7 hours, which is pretty good for a fresh scent. And projection, I get the low end of moderate. And I would rate this an 8 out of 10 as well. Next, we have Paris Corner Emir Forbidden Sugar. Now, this bottle is a heavy bottle. You can do some damage with this bottle. If you throw it at someone, you can knock them out. So this is a heavy bottle. Nice heavy lid as well. I thoroughly enjoy this fragrance. I must admit, these last 3 fragrances are love at first sniff for me. They truly are really, really top tier fragrances for me. I really enjoy them. So Forbidden Sugar is supposedly a dupe for Frank Baclet's Sugar. I have never smelled that fragrance, so I can't comment on it. Please comment if you've smelled it before and let me know if it smells similar or not. I'd really like to know. But yeah, I've never smelled it before, so I can't make any comment on it. So this fragrance is addictive. I love this fragrance. So let's just look at the atomizer. We've always got to check the atomizer because I'm obsessed with atomizers being decent. I hate pathetic atomizers. So not as great as the others, but it's okay. It's okay. Oh, that smell. Apologies for the dogs barking if you can hear them. They're outside. It's my neighbor's dogs. Can't really help them barking. In the notes, in the top, we have marshmallow, honey, bergamot, coconut, and cassis. In the mid, we have caramel, vanilla, pear, peach, and jasmine. And in the base, we have orange blossom, raspberry, musk, and violet. So in the opening, you definitely smell that marshmallow. That marshmallow is hella strong. It is really, really, really strong. The honey is also really strong, and you get a slight bergamot. You get a slight sharpness from the bergamot. But I heavily pick up a raspberry note, but a tart raspberry note. As it starts drying down, you start picking up the peach and the pear. The raspberry definitely lasts all the way through, but it doesn't stay as tart as what it starts off as. It settles a little bit, which I really enjoy. The initial tartness is really nice. I enjoy the opening of this fragrance. It's like hits you in the face and it's really strong and I really enjoy it, but it does settle a little bit, which is really nice. So I definitely would say this fragrance is unisex, absolutely unisex. Men and women can pull it off just as well as each other. Longevity, I get 9 to 10 hours, which is absolutely awesome. I love how long this fragrance lasts. Projection is beast. Love the projection on this fragrance. It's really, really strong, and it actually leaves you with a scent bubble, and it actually leaves a trail behind you as well. I've received quite a few compliments on this fragrance, even though I've only worn it twice. I got 2 compliments on the one day and 3 compliments on the next day. And it definitely lasts on clothes much longer than on the skin. On clothes, it lasts into the next day or until you actually wash the clothes. So it's really quite a beast mode fragrance. And I would rate this a 9 out of 10. It's truly a beautiful scent. I love it. Next, we have Fragrance World, Ambre Eve. Now, this is a dupe for MFK's Grand Soir. It does smell similar to me, not quite the same, but similar. It does have the same kind of facets to it, but it's not identical. I wouldn't say it's identical, but it's very much in the same family, definitely in the dupe range. Now, this fragrance I am absolutely in love with. These last 2 fragrances are like my little heart fragrances. I love them. So let's show you the atomizer. Okay atomizer, not a fantastic atomizer, but not terrible. We'll forgive the atomizer for the smell. Oh, I love that smell. It's so sexy. This is a very, very sexy fragrance. And I must say the previous fragrance, Forbidden Sugar, is definitely a sexy fragrance as well, 100%. Definitely date night fragrance, definitely. This is a very sexy fragrance as well. Now the notes in this fragrance, in the top notes, we have labdanum and bitter orange. In the mid, we have benzoin, and in the base, we have vanilla, amber, tonka bean, and cedar. Now, in the opening, you immediately pick up that bitter orange. Immediately. But it fades quite quickly. It is quite sharp. It is quite a sharp note in the opening, but it does fade and it does settle quite a bit. It gets vanilla-y very, very quickly. I pick up the vanilla almost immediately. And this one it's really smooth. I can spray it and immediately put it to my nose and I'm not getting an alcohol vibe at all. I really find this one quite smooth. There's also a strong amberiness to this. It's getting its warmth from the amber. I find this a very amber scent, more so than vanilla, but it's very vanilla and very amber, but more amber than vanilla. In the dry down, you definitely pick up the tonka and the creaminess. It's a very warm and cozy scent, very nice for cold winter nights, or cold days, really good as a winter scent. Very good cozy scent, good for autumn as well. I wouldn't say peak summer kind of scent, not in the boiling hot summer, but autumn, winter, very good scent. Spring nights when it's not too warm, I would say as well. But this is a lovely fragrance. It really is. It's definitely unisex as well. The longevity is 10 plus hours. It's truly amazing. It's really an awesome fragrance. It lasts forever. The projection is massive. Massive, massive projection. And I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. Lastly, we have Fragrance World Barakkat Gentle Gold. Now, this is a dupe for MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold. And to me, it's also very similar, and I truly enjoy this fragrance. So this fragrance is more of an aromatic fragrance with some spices. It's a lovely fragrance though. In the notes, we have in the top juniper berries, in the mid, nutmeg and coriander, and in the base, musk, amberwood, and vanilla. The atomizer is the same as the previous one. Also not too bad, but not too great. In the opening, you immediately pick up the spices, but fresh spices. Definitely not warm spices, but fresh spices. And it definitely gets sweet and vanilla from the get-go as well. The vanilla stays just as sweet going into the dry down, all the way through to the dry down, from the get-go into the dry down. I don't really get much of the berries. So in the dry down, I start picking up the musk, a little bit of the musk. The amberwood comes through and makes it a little bit warmer. And the vanilla comes through and gets a bit stronger. To me, I also get a reminder, I don't know, this reminds me, this is a personal opinion, but it reminds me a little bit of the vanilla in Roses Vanille from Mancera. Not as a dupe or a clone or anything like that, but I just get a slight similarity in the vanilla that is found in Mancera's Roses Vanille. I don't know why, but that's just what I'm getting to my nose. I find this a unisex fragrance, leaning a little bit feminine though, but men can definitely pull it off. Longevity is about 8 to 9 hours with strong projection. And I would rate this a 10 out of 10 just because I purely, absolutely love this fragrance and it's an absolute favorite of mine. It's a definite favorite of mine, 100%. So that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button and subscribe. Please let me know what your favorite Middle Eastern fragrances are and what other Middle Eastern fragrances you'd like me to review. See you soon. Bye.